Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So make sure you focus on what is good. It does not benefit you at all to focus on the negative things. So focus on what is good. If you are out there traveling about, make sure you are keeping yourself safe and keeping your family members safe. We are still in the middle of a pandemic, and even though things are calming down a little bit, we still have to do our part to keep ourselves safe and keep our family members safe. So do your part, take your vitamin supplements, do all that good stuff, keep yourself healthy. If you would like to donate to the podcast, you can donate at Cash App, $SB Favor. Thank you so much for your support and your donations. Well, Jaki Draper is here, and the title of this episode is Investing in Yourself is the Best Investment You Can Make. Many of us have gone through different things in our life. When we were children and as we were coming up, sometimes there was always somebody someplace trying to criticize us or put us down or even, unfortunately, sometimes underestimate us. But even when you go through something, you can recover, you can bounce back, and you can be the best person you can be. So it is always best. Invest in yourself. It's never too late to accomplish anything. No matter what you have gone through, still can be the best you, and you still can accomplish anything. I hope that this episode gives you some insight and some motivation. Doing, Jackie?
Hello.
I'm
doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. How was your day?
Good day. It was a busy day.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
Yeah. The day went by pretty fast.
It definitely did.
Yeah. So tonight's episode topic is believing in yourself is the best investment you can make. And I thought about this topic because sometimes, as I stated in the introduction, we all have gone through something in our life where we were probably exposed to some type of criticism, or maybe somebody may have underestimated us. I mean, we all have, in some kind of way, have gone through that. And I just think that it is very important to invest in yourself. And when I say that, I'm not talking about being selfish, but basically understanding what you have to offer. And in order to understand that, you must remember that you have gifts, talents, and abilities to offer the world. Yes, not just your family. You have gifts, talents, and abilities to offer the world. Everybody you come in contact with. What comes to your mind, Jackie, when you think about investing in yourself?
Investing in myself. I think of developing and being a contributor to society, contributor to myself, my family, my friends.
Yeah. I think of it the same way, because I think that sadly sometimes if a person doubts themselves, or if a person doesn't feel like they have anything to offer, because I've actually met people that felt like, they were just basic people and they felt like they didn't have anything to offer. And I said to a few women, I said to them, you're gifted, you're talented. And then I met somebody, they mentioned to me that they wasn't sure what type of career or what type of work they wanted to do in their future. Of course, they were younger at the time. And they were dealing with a lot of self-doubt, So it's important that we understand as individuals that we have a lot to offer, because God made us all distinctively different, and He placed in us all creative abilities. All of us have some type of creative abilities. So that being said, investing in yourself is very important, because it ties into what your purpose is. It ties into what you're supposed to be doing right now. A lot of people, Jackie, sometimes think, oh, well, I'm too old to start a new career, or I'm too old to go back to school. What do you think of that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're never too old. Never too old to do anything. If anything, you have an advantage when you're older. You've lived more life. You know more things. You have more resources.
Mm-hmm.
You have more.
Yeah.
Definitely don't have less.
Exactly. I think that the older you get, you should be doing more. I think that you should be doing more so that you can extend your knowledge, help other people. I think that it's important to always, as you stated earlier, Jackie, you said evolve. It's important to do that. And being educated, whether it's going back to school or learning a new skill, that's important. I think that as long as you are on this earth, you should never stop learning. We wasn't created to be idle, just sitting in front of television watching TV when we get older. You know what I mean? You know.
Well, I found that we were talking about believing in yourself.
Yes, believing in yourself.
I find a lot of people in conversation that you it's something I guess I take for granted, but they do not believe in themselves. Like they may think, okay, this one specific task I'm good at, but the rest of it, no, don't believe in myself that I can do anything, and or I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not enough of something.
Yeah.
That they don't believe in themselves for some specific reason. But your brain is just like any other muscle that you have. You are capable of learning.
Yes.
Your intelligence can grow.
Yep.
You don't have to stay stagnant and just know what you know. The information is out there. You just have to go get it.
Exactly. That's just it right there. Go get it. You know, a lot of times the reason why people don't believe in themselves, as I stated earlier, is because of self-doubt, fear. Unfortunately, past experiences have shaped the minds of people, so much so that they don't have the confidence. In order to believe in yourself, you have to have confidence. You have to have a high self-esteem, but unfortunately, Jackie, people that have been through some type of trauma or abuse, or people that have grown up in households where it could have been someone that was very close to them that told them, oh, you'll never accomplish that. How are you going to do that? Or where are you going to get the money to do that? A young child at 17, 18 years old could have said, oh, I'm going to have my own business by the time I turn 25 or something. And maybe somebody told them, how are you going to do that? You're not going to be able to do that. Oprah Winfrey, when she told her family that she wasn't going to be a maid, they said, well, how are you going to do that? She said, Oprah Winfrey said her aunt was a maid, her mom was a maid, all these different people in her family, they were maids. And she said, no, I'm not going to be a maid. I'm going to do something different. So they looked at her sideways. So I'm saying all that to say that, Jackie, sometimes people, they struggle within themselves, and that ties into having the need for a renewed mind. I always talk about having a renewed mind. And when you think confidently about yourself, if you think good things about yourself, you won't have no room to doubt yourself. So that's what people go through sometimes, Jackie. They struggle within themselves. And, for somebody that's never suffered from low self-esteem, they may not understand that, And I say that like that because, as I said earlier, I met people that have struggled, I was a mentor years ago and in a high school, and these young girls, I saw them struggling, and I had to speak to them and tell them they can go to college, they can accomplish great goals. And we all need to be connected to someone that believes in us. But first, you must believe in yourself. So that's why I wanted to talk about this episode, Jackie, because, I just think that especially women should be lifted up and surrounded around other women that lift them up. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. The people that you surround yourself are core to your development.
That's right.
Absolutely. The people around you will bring you down or lift you up 100%. If you are surrounded by people who bring you down, who don't challenge you, who have negative mindsets, who are, stuck in their own drama, then you need to let those people go. Put them on the outer edges of your friend group and go join organizations, join groups, take classes where people are the way you want to be.
Yes.
And surround yourself with those people, the type of people that you want to emulate. Everything we do we are responsible for everything.
Yes.
Everything that goes wrong, it's our fault. It's your own fault for what goes wrong in your life. But the good news is you are in control, so you can fix it. You are the only one who can fix your life. No one is coming to save you. You have to decide that I'm a valuable person and I need to figure out, how do I convince myself of this? It takes half faith and soul and half mindfulness.
Yes, it does.
You have to believe it. You have to have the faith that my soul is, every person's soul is worthy and has all kinds of amazing gifts. It's fighting against this human body that we have in this brain that is your brain and your body are so susceptible to everything that's going on in the world in emotion. When someone says something negative or you see something that makes you sad, those elements coming at you all day, every day cause emotions, and emotions affect your body, and then your body affects your brain, and your soul is trying to fight against all this negative stuff. So you have to be mindful to control the brain, to control the body, to work in hand with your soul.
Yeah.
It's constant. It's a 24-hour a day thing.
Yeah.
All day long, every single day. You don't get a day off. And it's something that I do all day, every day of my life. And I'm an extremely confident person, but it is not by accident.
Right.
It's not by accident.
And that is why we have to renew our minds. When you say renew the mind, to some people, they look at it like, oh my God, that just sounds like something that's just really hard to do. Renewing your mind starts with just picking up a book, saying a prayer, listening or watching something to uplift your spirit. If you're watching horror films 7 days a week and you're watching everything that has to do with something that will bring you down, then guess what? Then your spirit and your mindset will be down. But if you just practice every single day, feeding yourself something to renew your mind, then what happens is you start to project something different and better about yourself. When I was in high school, I was very introverted and shy and quiet. And, people would say, why are you so quiet? And sometimes they would say horrible things to me, because when I was a young girl, my hair was like a gold color. It's darker now because I wear my hair shorter, but my hair was gold. And so here I am, pale around my black people, and I got gold hair. So, that looked kind of different. You know what I'm saying? So I was so quiet and introverted. And because of some of the things that was said to me as I was growing up, when I was a teenager, I started feeling bad about myself. But then all of a sudden a light came on, a light switch, because I was surrounded with confident people in my family, people like my grandfather, my mom, and my aunts, which are powerful women. I was surrounded around them. And so every time I was reminded of them, reminded of their strength, reminded of their stature, I was like, you know what? I gotta do something here. So I looked in the mirror and I said, I gotta be better. I used to say that, be better, right? So what I'm saying is, to get to the point is, when you start to think differently about yourself by feeding yourself something better and healthy, reading the Bible, praying, motivational content, inspirational content, whatever it is you do, that's when you get to lift yourself up. That's when you get to a point to start believing in you. When you believe in you, others will believe in you. If you are projecting something negative about yourself, then others will see that you are projecting something negative about yourself, because what you are in the inside surrounds you on the outside. If you project a positive, light aura about yourself, people can feel that and they will give that back to you. I believe that. So building yourself up every single day is essential to believing in yourself, having a healthy confidence, staying determined, because when you believe in yourself, you stay determined. Also, I want to mention that you should forgive yourself. If you've done something you're not proud of, something that has brought shame to your life, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself of any mistake or behavior or anything that you have done. If you're going through a bad divorce, or if you didn't finish high school, or whatever it is you've done, forgive yourself, believe in yourself, and just go forward making better, healthy decisions for yourself. And when you do that, you'll have so much more to give to somebody else, because all of us are equipped to help the next person when we empower ourselves. So it's so important to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is the best investment you can make for yourself. You know, Jackie, it's a whole nother lane when a man goes through something like that. What do you know about that? Because I'm sure, you have probably seen a man that was probably suffering with that whole thing, not believing in himself. Because I've seen some men go through that.
Yeah, I definitely have. Mm-hmm. And for people, I'm just trying to think how to word this. Mm-hmm. For people that, people like me, I was raised by, my father is very supportive and, constantly told me how great I am and how wonderful I am and smart I am. And so as a child, I had that as a foundation. Mm-hmm. So when I got older, I was able to deliberately keep that up. Mm-hmm. But my ex-husband, he didn't have that in his childhood. Mm-hmm. My ex-husband is very smart and very capable, but he never believed that he was. Mm-hmm. And it can be it can be a problem when you're in a relationship where there's a man who has a feeling of less believing in himself with a woman who believes that she's capable of, ruling the world. We're very different in that aspect, and it does cause a problem. At that time that I was married, I didn't know how to help him get out of that. I was not helpful in that sense. I was more of a hindrance.
Oh wow.
I didn't know how to help him back then. This was years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know how.
Yeah. When a man goes through something like that, unfortunately, it's worse than what a woman goes through, because a man is perceived to be something different in society, right? But I've learned that the best way to help a man, when you see somebody like that going through something in your family or your friends at work or whoever it may be, the best thing to do is, whenever you see that person, is let them know that they are important. Let them know that they have something to offer. Pray for them, and just let them know by all means that they are important. Because I have brothers, and if I'm in their presence and if for some reason they're going through something, they may not actually tell me, but because I've been around them all my life, I know how to read them. And so I'll pray for them or make them laugh and just let them know that they are important. I remind them of their gifts and talents. I remind them that they are wise men. I remind them that they are good fathers. I remind them that God has a purpose for their life. And then when we make that exchange and conversation, I notice how they light up. I notice how not just my brothers, but other people that I come in contact with, when you speak life to a person, they just light up, because just to know that somebody believes in them, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you know that somebody believes in you. They're not looking at your faults and your failures or where you messed up. They are looking at the fact that you have abilities, you are gifted, and you have a purpose. And so when somebody believes in you like that, it encourages you. You could be the worst of the worst of doing the worst, but when somebody believes in you, immediately something inside of you is up. Juan said to me earlier, he said, Shrey, for those of y'all that don't know my real name, my name is Shrey. He said, Shrey, he said, thank you for believing in me. And he said thank you in that order because we were having a conversation about his artwork. And he was saying, some people don't believe in him. He's an awesome artist. And so when he said that, I was thankful just to be his friend, to let him know that he is important, because I only give out what somebody has given to me. When I was down or I may have doubted myself, somebody told me I was gifted. Somebody told me I had something to offer. I know what it's like, Jackie, to not believe in yourself. I know what it's like to have that self-doubt. I know what that's like because I've felt those things before. But when I felt that, I made a decision that I wasn't going to stay the same. I made a decision that I was going to work on myself, and I made a decision that I was going to be better. I was going to be better because I had a daughter when I was in my early 20s, and I didn't want to allow my daughter to see a woman that wasn't confident. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I got to be better. So, listeners, you got to be confident, and you got to remember the value that you have in yourself. And being confident, don't ever mix it up with being conceited. Because when you're confident, it just means that you love yourself. Some people get it mixed up, Jackie. They think that confidence and conceit. You know what I'm saying? They get it mixed up. So.
Well, a lot of people don't have, the way our mind works, we have to have evidence that shows us that we're capable. So if you have a string of failures, you might find if someone's going to not feel worthy, they're not going to be confident, they're not going to have faith in themselves and believe in themselves.
Right.
So, there are steps that you're going to have to take. You can't just say, okay, I believe in myself.
That's right.
And I don't believe in fake it till you make it, because if your brain knows you're lying.
That's right.
So
yep.
You need to do something that your brain, like you said, someone came to you and told you, I believe in you.
That's right.
I see you.
Yes.
I see the real you, and think you're worthy,
Yeah.
And not everybody has that. So a lot of people are out there and they got to pick themselves up.
Yeah.
So you do have to make small wins for yourself. You have to be conscious of what you're doing.
That's
you
right.
have to be mindful. You have to take the steps and make choices. A lot of times when we don't feel confident, we don't feel sure of our decision-making process, we're going to say, oh, should I do this? Maybe I should wait and see. I don't know. What do you think? Asking everyone for their input. You got to stop that. You got to just sit there and say, okay, how can I do this? How can I make this work?
Absolutely.
And then take the steps to figure out how. You have to work from a solutions-oriented mindset instead of being meek and scared and saying, should I, or I don't know if I'm going to make the right decision. What if I make the wrong decision and it turns out terrible?
Yes.
Well, we make wrong decisions all the time, and that's not terrible.
Right.
You just fix it.
Yeah.
That's a learning experience.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do something and it's wrong, and you say, okay, well, that was wrong. So what am I going to do now to fix it? How can I change things? You have to move from a solutions-oriented mindset. You have to stop saying, should I? You have to stop saying, I need to wait and see. You have to say, how can I make this work?
Absolutely. First, practicing the right thoughts, implementing a plan. Make a plan for yourself. And once you practice daily maintaining the right thoughts about what you want to do, what you desire, the result you want to see, make a plan. And it's a practice every day to believe in yourself. First by what you think, and then by what you practice. And what you practice will manifest a result as you keep practicing. When you believe in yourself, it is a form of self-love and self-care. The minute you start thinking something negative about yourself, that's a downward spiral. Even if you do it for a second, get up, change that thought, and go forward with your plan. Go forward with the new things you want to see. Go forward projecting the result you want to live within. Don't stay in that place of negativity. Even if you're one of those people that maybe or have struggled with the thoughts of somebody telling you you can't do something. Or you may have struggled with the thoughts of a parent or a family member or a ex that told you you'll never make it. All of those words should have no place in your mind anymore. Because once you decide to go forward and once you implement the plan along with new thoughts about yourself, guess what? Now you're presenting the new you. Because as I stated earlier, I told myself when I was younger, I got to be better. I was in my 20s. I said, I have to be better. I kept saying, be better. I could be better. And I kept saying that to myself because I'm telling you, people would say some horrible things to me, Jackie. They would say, oh, you think you better. You know, who do you think you are? And then I was teased sometimes, when I was in school. And so as I got older, I had to think differently. And because, like I said, I was surrounded by powerful women in my family. They, hardworking women, independent and strong women, praying women. I saw that in my family when I was a young girl. And because I remembered what my mom said and what she showed me, I said, you know what? I got to think different. Got to think different. And I had others that held me accountable too, Jackie. That was another thing. Friends and family members, if I did something wrong, they would hold me accountable so much so that I would look at myself like, oh, whoa, I better get it together. So that's what we also should do. We should hold our friends accountable. That's love. What you say about that, Jackie? That's love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to surround yourself with people who are going to raise you up, hold you accountable, and help you get through what you need to get through.
That's right. Because it's never too late. To do something better. Go ahead.
You were on a podcast, a Christian podcast that aired on Tuesday, and I was jotting down some of your quotes, some of the things that you said, and I had put one on social media, And I think that for anyone who is in a place that they don't believe in themselves and they have no idea where to start, one of the things that you said there, you said, sit down and look at yourself. Meditate and look at yourself. When I say look at yourself, I mean look at what's going on in your own mind. Mm-hmm. That's when you'll know the real you. Question what you think. Mm-hmm. So, and that was the end of your quote. So you need to sit down, meditate, question what you think. Because if you're clearly thinking these negative things about you, question what you think. Then you have to come up with your vision of what you want. If you're not the person you want to be, who is the person you want to be? What does that person look like? What kind of life does that person have? Who is this person? How do they move about the world? And then you have to set about a plan to be that person.
That's right.
You have to have an inner dialogue that you support yourself, because you're going to have moments. You're not going to just say, okay, well, now I'm that person. You're going to have moments that you feel like an imposter. You're going to have moments that you feel like, I don't know if I can do this. So you have to have a built-in inner dialogue so you can coach yourself through it.
Yes. Yes.
But I love that, what you said. I loved that, what you said.
I appreciate you reminding me of what I said, Jackie, because I'm going to tell you this. It's so humbling to hear someone such as yourself and others quote what I said, because I'm telling you, while you were just stating that, a tear just dropped out of my eye, because I'm telling you, there was a time when I remember when I felt bad about myself. I remember it to be reminded of how powerful I am now.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think about it because I'm telling you, Jackie, I remember just when bad, negative things were said to me, when it penetrated my confidence and when it penetrated my self-esteem when I was younger. And I decided that I was not going to be what other people thought I was going to be. I was going to be what God perceived me to be, which is something better. When God looks at us, He sees the best that He has made. Think about that for a second. When God looks at us, He sees the best that He has made. You know why? Because there's only one you. It's only one person that has your fingerprint. Think about that. That's how unique we are as individuals. And so I get excited when I talk about this type of stuff, because I'm so thankful, Jackie. I'm thankful. I don't walk around like, I'm just all together and I'm perfect now and all that stuff don't faze me no more. No, I'm reminded of what I've gone through because I'm humbled by it. The fact that God granted me grace and strength and all that He gave me to be better. And listeners, you have the same ability to be better. All of us have something special and blessed and good inside of us to give to somebody else. And that is why, Jackie, this afternoon, that topic just dropped down in my mind, because I just believe that in this hour that we're living in, we have to believe in ourselves. We have to have hope that we can do better, be better, and no matter how high or how crazy the inflation goes, guess what? We still can do better and be better. No matter what the news report is, we still can have hope and be better and do better when we believe in ourselves. Because when we believe in ourselves, we believe in God. You know why? Because He believes in you. He believes in you because of how He made you and what He put inside of you. And I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just telling you like I know it, Jackie. We got to believe in ourselves, people. And it doesn't mean that you are conceited because you believe in yourself. Somebody said, you walk in the room like you own it. Well, maybe I do own the room. Because guess what? I'm not going to be subject to anything that's downward. I made that decision and I'm not going back. I'm going to keep believing in myself. And I hope that others do the same, Jackie, because we have to. We have to. We have to commit to be consistent with ourselves. If you want to help somebody, if you even desire to help somebody, it starts with you being committed and consistent with yourself. And I know a lot of people that's listening to this podcast, I know, we all desire to be helpful in some kind of way to the next person. Even though some people try to play tough and act like, they just all to themselves and selfish. But all of us have that ability, Jackie, to help the next person. And I'm saying all that to say that it's just important to be consistent and committed to yourself to help and empower somebody else. We have to do it. It's important. So, you have anything else you want to share, Jackie?
Yeah, I think we did good.
Yeah, when you have been in the company of someone that has criticized you or put you down or underestimated you, just make sure that you realize you don't have anything to prove. You don't have to show them nothing. All you have to do is believe in you because God believes in you. And all you have to do is keep doing the work on you and make sure you implement the plan according to the change you want to see in your life. And just keep believing in you. Just keep believing in you. Believe in yourself. From the time you get up to the time you go to bed. I always say that, Jackie. When you get up in the morning, when you go to bed. When you're brushing your teeth, look in the mirror and say, I believe in me. Because God believes in me.
It's a conscious choice, though.
That's right.
You have to choose it.
Choose it.
It's a constant choice. The environment, the world will try to change your mind and show you otherwise. You have to say no.
You have to say
you're wrong.
That's right.
You're wrong. I'm right.
That's right. Believe in you.
You have to choose the good attitude, or you're going to subconsciously choose a mediocre to poor attitude.
Yep. Just keep believing in yourself. No matter what you have done, I don't care how bad it is. Each day that's new can be a new day just for you. A new day to do something new, a new day to think new. New means just that, new. A new day means new. We're going into another day, which will be Thursday tomorrow, right? And guess what? When you open your eyes, it's a new day. So that means that your past is behind. Think about all that is new in a new day. All that is good, all that is new. When you think about something that's new, it's something good. So that's all I had to say about that, Jackie. I just want people to be lifted up and encouraged to know that they don't have to live according to all that garbage in the past. They don't have to. Be new, people. Be new. So, thank you, Jackie, for joining me again to talk about this topic.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So, thank you, listeners, for tuning in once again to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at sbfavor. I have a TikTok handle at sbfavor, and also I have a YouTube channel. Please click like. Leave me some feedback. You better not leave me nothing negative because I will just delete it. I won't respond to you. I'll just delete it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the bell because you will receive a notification each time there is a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. And you can also subscribe to me anywhere podcasts are heard. And when you do that, you will receive a notification on your cell phone that there is a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. You can subscribe to me on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Audible, Google Podcasts, all those good places. And if you would like to give to the podcast, give at Cash App $SB Favor. Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, and you have a good day.